Some of you may have heard the phrase dancing with the devil, but for those of you that have not, it basically means to do something risky. MGTOW are free to take risks because we have little to no reason to bind ourselves to any specific path. If we choose, we can drop everything and move elsewhere on a whim because we are free. If you're sick of your job, you have full control over whether or not you take it out for the money, or if you have enough savings to go on a voyage around the globe for a couple of months. You have full liberty to decide what you value and take whatever leaps necessary to get those things. Any risk is fair game for a MGTOW because he has nobody to tell him what he can and can't do. If you examine the phrase a bit further, you could spin it to mean to associate with the enemy. The enemy, in this case, would be the detractors of the men going their own way. I'm of course talking about the feminists, the tradcons, thoughts, liberals, etc. Basically, every group is an enemy because they can't stand seeing men doing their own thing and forgoing the desires of women. In a gynocentric society, the desires of women are basically written into law, so they need men to supplicate to their desires. Now, what do I mean by dancing with them? Well, that basically boils down to civil debate, since we already know that our facts cannot be defeated because they are based on hard data. If the feminists want to debate male privilege or the pay gap, then we can just chop them down with the male suicide rate, rampant male homelessness, men working more hours, picking riskier occupations, and having less benefits. Through careful reflection, we can see that they're only supporting information like implicit bias, the glass ceiling, and rape culture, all have no basis in reality since they have no data to support these assertions. If the traditionalists try to shame us into getting married, then we can just show them the abomination that is called family court and all the legislations put into place to disincentivize marriage on the part of the man and the rising promiscuity that ruins female pair bonding capabilities. We can also show them the absurd number of women that are single mothers and expect us to be a real man and take care of their children from another pair of gonads. Of course, they cannot debate us against these facts, so they will resort to shaming rather than actually defeating our talking points because they have no substance in their argument. Their only defense is that claiming that Western civilization will end if we don't get married, and that marriage is a sacred institution because reasons. I think you can see where I'm going here. We shouldn't be afraid to dance with these devils because their ideologies are completely unfeasible in the realm of facts. They cannot even hope to compete in a civil debate, which means they cannot topple our mountains of wisdom. It also helps that we already know their talking points, because if you already know what moves your enemy will make, you have already won the battle because you can stop them before they even make a move. If you are familiar with the art of war, then you will know that if you are aware of your own capabilities, as well as the capabilities of your opposition, you need not fear even 100 battles, because you will win every time. This doesn't only have to apply to debates, though. Dancing with your enemies in your personal life is also highly valuable, because your enemies have no reason to spare your feelings. They will assault you at every weak point you have, and it is your job to pay attention to what they are assaulting about you. Whatever they choose to focus on, you should pay attention to as well, because that means it is a weakness that everyone can see. They just aren't willing to tell you because they are your friends or your peers. Your enemies will show you what you have to improve about yourself, so you should dance with them every now and then because they are a valuable outlet for self-improvement. Once even your enemies cannot stand against you, you will know that you have reached a plateau of self-excellence. This doesn't mean you are done growing, it just means you have outgrown them, and you can take some respite before continuing your ascension. That's all I have to say for now. I have a slew of video ideas, but it's a bit difficult for me to choose which one to cover. It's really easy to come up with an idea, but it's a lot harder to turn the idea into an entire script. This idea was one of the ones I thought wouldn't really pan out, but after reflecting on it a bit more, I feel like it came out as a pretty good and cohesive video. But yeah, other than that, take care, like and subscribe for more content like this, And as always, stay prosperous.